Good morning, girls. How are you? I hope everything is all right. Okay, today we are completing the lesson of rotations and we stopped at page 859. If you remember, I left question E for you as a homework or as something to practice on. Okay, we said before that to do rotations in our lesson, we are going to be dealing with rotation in two ways. The first way was using the ruler and protractor way. This was the first way, the ruler and protractor. And then the second way is going to be the rule way, which is the coordinate plane, when we give you the rule and you start to do using the rule to find the points and grab the points. Okay, just as a hint about how to solve question B and the other question, the other two questions, question 4 and 5. We said that we have steps in using the ruler and the protractor way. The first way was that you have to identify where is the center of rotation. According to the question here, the center of rotation is Q. And then I have how many points? I have 3 points. I'm going to draw a line from each one of these points to Q. A lot of you sent me pictures with the graph without the lines. Why? Where is the lines? Otherwise, how did you grab the image then? To grab the image, I have to have lines. I have to have lines so that I can grab the image, which means, first of all, I'm going to grab DQ. Yeah, I'm going to rotate D. So I have to graph a line first. I'm going to grab my ruler and graph, please, a line from D to Q. I have a line here, okay? And then I'm going to go get my ruler, my protractor. And as we said, the protractor can either be put in this way with the center at D and it's facing this way. Or it can be put in the other side and put it in here. According to what? According to the direction. Here is telling you clockwise. Clockwise, yani D should be rotating in this direction. If I put DQ, if I put my protractor in this way and start to measure angle, he wants to measure it 75, he wants to rotate it 75. If I put it in this way and start to measure 75 degree, if I start to measure 75 degree will be landing in somewhere in here. So D will be moving from here to here. Is this a clockwise? It's not a clockwise. That's why we are not going to put the protractor in this way. I'm going to put it in this way, in here. And the center will be in here. The line will be between D and Q, and the protractor will be facing this way. And then you are going to search for the 75 degree until you find the 75 degree. And then you will have something like this. After you search for the 75 degree, you will make a line. Now I have a big line. Supposedly I didn't do D yet. I have a big line. How can I find D exactly? How can I find D exactly? To find D exactly, I'm going to measure this line, DQ. DQ is what? For example, DQ was 2 centimeter, DQ was 3 centimeter, it was whatever. You are going to do the same thing and measure the same length in here. So if DQ was 2 centimeter, so this should be again 2 centimeter. Measure 2 centimeter and then put a point, and then I have D prime. Do the same thing for E. What do I mean by the same thing? Again, step 1, draw a line between E and Q. Put the protractor in this side in which the center is on Q, and the line of the protractor is on ED, on EQ, sorry. Then start by measuring 75 degree. You will find the line or the 75 degree is in somewhere in here. And then measure the distance of EQ and copy it in here until you find E prime. And then do the same thing for F. Actually, F will be on the same line as QD. As you can see, it's on the same line, just different lengths. So this will be my shape for D prime, E prime, F prime, and then close your triangle. Okay, For question 4, draw the image of the triangle after the given rotation, again using the ruler and method of protractor and ruler. Okay, counterclockwise rotation of 40 degrees around point P. I don't want you just to get the answer. I just want you to understand how did we get the answer. First of all, step 1, I want to rotate K. So I'm going to draw a line between K and P. And then I'm going to put my protractor. The question is, should I put the protractor like this? It will be facing upward or facing downward according to the clock or counter. If it's counterclock, let's see. If my protractor was in this way, facing upward, and I start to measure 40 degree will be in this way. I'm measuring from here. So K will be moving in this way. This is the counterclockwise. So I am facing upward for all. If I was facing downward, K will be moving downward. Is this a counterclockwise? No. Okay, so each time ask yourself which direction I want to move, and according to this you will be able to put your protractor in the right way, either upward or downward. I have to draw a line between K and P, and then I have to put my protractor and then find the 40 degree and make a long line, and then I will measure KP, and then I will copy the measure in here. I will find K prime. And then I will do the same thing for PL. So I have to draw a line PL. I have to put my protractor in this way. I have to find the 40 degree. And then I will measure PL. It was, for example, 4 centimeters. So this should be 4 centimeters. And then I will put L prime. And then the same thing for J. Okay, what about in here? Clockwise rotation of 125. I will make a line between the first point and the center of rotation. I will make a line between S and Q. And then I will ask myself, should I put my protractor upward or facing downward according to the direction? Let's see. If it was facing upward, clockwise, if it's facing upward, the S, I will start reading the measure from here, and 125 will be like this. So I will be moving like this, moving like this. This is clockwise or counter. This is clockwise. So my protractor should be facing upward. Okay. You will do the same thing for S, for U, and for T. Draw line. Please do not remove the lines. The steps, the first step for any point include a line. So how can you grab the image without drawing the line? How can you find the rotation? How can you find the angle? Please do not remove your lines. You have to grab the lines. Okay, just as an understanding, if we can see more example, just one more example, online example. This is an online example. Maybe you will face something like this in your online homework. Okay, I have this. This is triangle LKJ, and this is my center of rotation P. Select the image, and I have 4 images. I have here 4 images. One of them, I have to select it so that it will be the image after a counterclockwise rotation of 40 degrees around point P. Let's do the same thing. I will grab my ruler. I will start by drawing a line between P and K. And this line will be the same for P, K, and J because all of them are on the same line, right? And then I will get my protractor. I will put the center on the center. And then the question will be, should I face it like this or upward? This is the question. Should I put it like this or like this? According to the direction. Let's put it downwards first. Let's put it downwards first. Since I put it downwards and this is my line, I should be reading from here. But here I have 2 measurements, the inner starting from 0, 10, 20, or the outer 170, 160. Of course, we have to measure from the inner because always you have to start from 0. And I have to measure 40 degrees. The 40 degree will be somewhere in here. It will be in there. Let's see the direction. K moved like this. K is moving like this. So this is the direction. Is this a clockwise or counter? This is clockwise, but he wants counterclockwise. So my protractor should be facing upward. Let's start counting now. Okay, 40. Now I have to use the because I adjusted my direction, I have to use the outer measurement. I will search where is 40, this is 40. So my line will be somewhere in here. Let's see, is this counterclockwise? Yes, the points will be moving counterclockwise. Okay, and then I will put a point in here, and then my K prime, I will put a line in here. And then I will go and measure the distance between P and K. For example, it was 2 centimeter. I have to measure 2 centimeter in here, and then I will find K prime somewhere in here, and J prime somewhere in there, up. K prime will be in here, J prime will be up here. So which image, without even finding L, which image will it be? I think it will be B. Check answer, correct. Yes, very good. We did it correctly. This is how you can do the online thing. For the online protractor that I'm using, by the way, it's an extension. You can find it on Chrome. Just write, look here, just write MB Ruler on Chrome and download it. It will be an extension that will appear in here, and then you can open it and find it and use it. Okay. Okay. So we finished, alhamdulillah, this part, the part of the ruler and the protractor. And we are going now to the part that you like and I like and prefer, the one with the rule thing. Okay, let's go to explain to drawing rotation on a coordinate plane. Instead of using my rulers and these things, we are going to be using this beautiful table. You remember the table that we took in reflections, and I told you it's very, very important to understand it and know it by heart, because most of the time he will tell you rotate or reflect across whatever, rotate across whatever. If I don't know the rule, I will face a hard time. The same thing is happening here. Please, please, please just understand and practice on it very much, this rule. Let's read it together. If I want to do a 90-degree rotation counterclockwise, so X and Y is going to be flip and add a negative. Flip, I flipped, I will switch Y and X, and then I will add a negative to Y. If it was 180-degree rotation, I will leave them as it is, and just I will add a negative for X and a negative for Y. You will ask me, teacher, why didn't he say here counter or clockwise? Because girls, for the 180, you don't need a direction. As actually 180, for example, if my object is in here and it's rotating 180-degree counterclockwise, it will move 2 quads and it will be in here. If it's moving clockwise, it will move 2 quads and it will be in here again. So actually the 180 doesn't need a direction, because 180-degree, either it moves clock or counter, it will go and it will land in the same place. Okay, so again, for the 180 rotation, leave them as it is, and X and Y will remain as it is, just I will change their signs. What about the 270 rotation counterclockwise? What about the 270 rotation counterclockwise? Flip them and add this time a negative for X. I will flip Y and X and I will add a negative for X. What about the 360 rotation? We said before 360 means nothing happened. You will land in the same place. That's why X and Y will remain X and Y as it is. Okay? You will ask me, teacher, what about the 90-degree clockwise? What about the 90-degree clockwise, right? Let me give you a hint. Actually, the 90-degree clockwise, is the same as 270 counterclockwise. What do I mean? If you have an object in here and you move 90-degree clockwise, where will be your object? It will be in here. I moved clockwise 1 quad. What if you move 270 counterclockwise? 1, 2, 3, it will land in here. So actually it is the same. The 90-degree clockwise We said this before in grade 8, but let's write it as that 90 clockwise is the same as 270 counterclockwise, and the opposite. The 90 counterclockwise is actually as the 270 clockwise. Okay, but actually for our table or for our book, you will only be using this table. You will only be using this table. What do I mean? I mean, can you see question A, the first question that we are going to be doing? Question A in here. Draw the image of the figure under the given rotation. And then he's telling you, you have a quadrilateral ABCD and you are rotating 270. He didn't specify anything. He didn't tell you the direction, just 270. So you are going to use the thing that you have inside your table. The table only included 270 counterclockwise. So actually he means 270 counterclockwise. It's okay. So always be, we are going to always be using our table. So there is no like mistakes, or there is no like he is mocking, he is giving you some difficult problems for you to think that 90 is 270. No, just use the table as it is. So if he didn't specify 270 what do I have that in the table? I have 270 counterclockwise. So this is 270 counterclockwise. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Taban, you will be understanding the table, you will be knowing the rules. So I know that the rule should be that x and y, I will flip and add a negative for x. Let's do it together. Of course, the first thing I have to do is to extract the points A, B, C, and D. Extract them. Of course, A is what? A is 0 and 2. I put it. B is what? B is 1 and 4. C is 4 and 2. And for D, it is 3 and 1. Let's do the rule. The rule is telling me to flip them, yani put y instead of x, and then add a negative, or yani in other words, change the sign of x. Let's do it. Flip them, 2 and 0. And 0 can never be negative, right? So 0 will remain as it is. Okay, flip 4 and 1, and then add a negative for 1. Flip 2 and 4, and then add a negative for 4. Flip 1 and 3, and then I will add a negative for 3. And then what should I do with these points? I'm going to grab them. Where is 2 and 0? No. Yes. The first point is 2 and 0. Where is 2 and 0? 2 in x and 0 in y. This is A prime. For B, it was 4 and negative 1. Yes, 4 and negative 1 down there. So this is B prime. For C, it was 2 and negative 4. And for D, it was 1 and negative 3. And then close your quadrilateral. So my quadrilateral moved 270 counterclockwise. It moved 3 quads in the direction of the counterclockwise. And you are done. Much, 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 much easier than the ruler and the protractor way, right? Okay. And then for here, question B. KLM 180. The 180 was very beautiful, that there is no one, neither clockwise or counterclockwise. And I will be knowing from the table that I should do what to x, y. I will leave it as it is and add negative for both, as in here. In here. So this is what we are going to do. It will be negative x and negative y. You can just change the sign of both x and y without flipping. I have the points in here. Let's flip. And not flip, I mean change the sign. 2 and negative 1 will become negative 2 and 1. 4 and negative 1 will become negative 4 and 1. 1 and negative 4 will be negative 1 and 4. And then what should I do with them? I will graph my points, the new points. These new points, I will graph them. And then I will be having the new point, the new image. Type. Predict the quadrant in which the image will be. 180, girls. My object here is lying in quad 4. When it move 180, it should move how many quads? Yes, it should move 2 quads. And we said clockwise or counter doesn't matter. Let's move wherever we want. Let's move clockwise. So let's move 2 quads. Quad 1, quad 2, so it will land in here. This is called quad 2. So here it will be quadrant 2. Or here, since triangle KLM lies in quadrant 4 and the triangle is rotated by 180, so the image will lie in quadrant 2. The image will lie in quadrant 2. And then you will plot these points. It will be somewhere in here. Okay? Okay. And then as a performance indicator for you, I want to see question B. What did you do in it? And I want to do, or I want you to do question 7 and 8 as well. They are very easy. The rule way is very, very easy. Okay, the last part in our lesson, which is specifying rotation angles. You always know that your book is very, very, it loves to contradict itself. I mean what? I mean that always he give you something and then he tells you what will you do if I give you the opposite thing. And in question 1, what happened? He gave you the point, the center of rotation. He gave you the pre-image, and then he told you if you are going to rotate by this degree, please graph the image. Now I'm doing the opposite. You have the pre-image and the image. Don't worry, all of them are already graphed. You have to tell me what was the degree, find the angle of rotation and the direction of rotation in the given figure. And this time it's the opposite. If this is the pre-image and this is the image and this is the center of rotation, can you tell me first of all what was the angle? And can you tell me how did we move, clockwise or counterclockwise? Okay, don't worry, this is very, 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 very easy. Again, we are going to be using ruler and protractor, but in a very, very easy way. Okay, what are you going to do? Please go grab your rulers and protractors. And then, first of all, for the direction, I think it's very, very easy. What do you think? My pre-image started from here and went there. This is what? I am moving clock or counter? Counter. For the direction, it's very easy. It doesn't need anything, just by my eyes. So I'm moving counterclockwise. Okay, what about the angle? The angle, to find the angle, I have 4 points that I can find the angle from. I'm going to choose any point and trace it. What do I mean? A became A prime, B became B prime, C became C prime, and D became D prime. For example, let's trace A. How did A became A prime? It rotated by P, right? So I'm going to draw a line from A to P and a line from P to A prime. I have a line in there. I have an angle in here, so I'm going to get my ruler. I will draw a line from here to here and from here to here. I am tracing how did A became A prime because it rotated across P, and you will be having something like this, like here. Draw a line from here to here and to here. If we are using P, I'm going to draw B from B to P till B prime and so on. Right. I don't need to draw the 4 points, by the way. Here 1 point is enough for me. So I draw a line from A to P to A prime. And then I'm going to go get, grab my ruler, my protractor, sorry. Go get your protractor. Put the center on the center and the line on the line. So I will be having my protractor facing this way. The center is in here and the line of the protractor lying on this line. And then what should I do? I will start reading the reading from this line. And then you will be able to find your degree. So the rotation was 80-degree counterclockwise. It was 80-degree counterclockwise. I hope, did you understand it? How did we do it? So again, what are you going to do? Look in here, for example, let me give you this example. So this is again another online example. This is an online example. For example, I have here, this is my pre-image because there is no prime, and this is my image. And I need to find the direction and the degree. Okay, first of all, I have to draw a line. I will draw a line between NP and N prime. Yani to make an angle for me. N became N prime. What about the direction? It's moving in here, so this was counterclockwise. Okay, and then I will go grab my protractor. This is my protractor. Okay, I will put the center on the center, and then the line on the line. I'm talking about N, so it will be a place in here. And then I will see where is N. I will be having a line in here, for example, so it will be nearly about 60 something or 70 degree. So it should be a 70 degree counterclockwise. So it will be D. Let's check. Are we right? Yes, very good. Excellent. So did you understand it? Again, for the direction, by my eyes, it's very obvious. If I'm moving upward like this, so this is counter. If I'm moving like this, so this is clockwise. For the tracing thing, you choose a point and start by tracing it. I'm talking about N, if I have to draw a line from N to P to N prime and then measure this angle. Okay, understood? I hope you understand it. I hope you got it. So you will be doing as well question B, inshallah, and question 11. Okay. Okay, thank you very, very much. I hope you understood. And for any question, just send me on Class Dojo. See you tomorrow, inshallah.